We're back alive on Trigger TV. Kim Schultz, Director of Baseball Operations for the Trinidad Triggers of the Pecos League. We want to thank you for being on here.
Thank you so much.
You know, Kim, I'm been in commercial lending and economic development for some time now, and you are all about economic development. What is the economic benefit to Trinidad in general from just this baseball team between May and July?
First, before I go into that, I want to say, after 15 years of doing Chamber of Commerce work and, you know, every committee under the sun from military to litter, you know, I mean, it could be anything. I have to say this baseball team and this town has been the most fulfilling thing I've ever worked on in my whole life. So I'm really proud to be part of it. And I've had to sell it. You know, I've had to sell it hard. And
snow cone in Alaska.
So this year, I ran through some numbers and did some projections based upon what we had on the ground. And I'll just read the basic summary to you. The total projected expenditures in Trinidad and Las Animas County in direct association with the 2013 Trinidad Triggers team in season May 1 through July 31st is $389,000.
Wow. Of spending. Actual dollars.
And so with a multiplier, and a multiplier is an economic development term where you take a primary dollar, which essentially this is all primary dollars. It's coming into the community, and then it's going to leave. It's essentially tourism for 3 months over the summer. And so the real impact isn't there. You know, we don't have people using our health and human services. You don't have, you know, our resources. That multiplier times 6, so those dollars, they turn over in the community 6 times. Say the boys go to the gas station and fill up their car and buy some sodas and things for the road. Well, that in turns go into Safeway's pocket. The employee is paid, and that person goes out and spends money. And so it's
circulating through Trinidad.
Circulates through the community.
Capitalism, I believe, is what they call that.
At its finest. And so with that multiplier, we're at $989,000.
Wow. That's amazing. And those are hard dollars, and those are actual dollars that are going to be spent. And we have to thank you for that.
Well, let me tell you, and it's all
here's
in
the thing is,
too.
it is all in the community, and we don't really count the benefit of the host families that they put up or the electricity that they spend.
And you know, I didn't even factor that in for the most part. I mean, I factored in, for instance, the baseball players' spring training, quality in hotel. 30 rooms a night for 10 nights equals 300 room nights.
Right.
Yeah. And this at $40 a night negotiated, that's with tax. That was $12,000.
Right.
Just for spring training.
Just for hotel.
Just for room and board.
Okay.
And just a room. And that is great economic benefit. And you know, and I don't think, and the reason why I wanted you on the show so bad is because I don't think the community gets it. Or the city elders get it. That what is actually that you do. And it does take time.
And also, you see, for example, all the hard work that Kim does, and it isn't just Kim. It's actually, there's a lot of us down there that we really try to make this happen. But that's why I want to stress the point that we need the community support. We need people down there. And, you know, there's nothing better for a team to get fired up when the stands are packed and people are screaming, and it's just a great thing. And, you know, if you hadn't had a chance to get out and see the games, you guys really need to, because you'll love it. It like Kim said, it's a family event, and they really love it.
Well, what better thing? It's 2 for 1.
Well, and we've made it our own family events too. You come with your family. I come with my family. We've all become our own family. As well. But I'll just, you know, I'll ramble off some of these other things so that people out there know where these figures are coming from. Again, back to spring training. Food, gas, incidentals estimated at a minimum $100 per day times 40 players times 10 days. $40,000.
It's amazing.
Okay. And the other piece of that I really want to stress, that's even bigger than all of this, and this is big, is the fact that we changed the business model with the league. Last year, it went Trinidad to Santa Fe. That was our closest team.
Right.
And then we went to Roswell, Alamogordo, Las Cruces, Alpine, Texas.
Travel spending was crazy.
We sent our boys to Alpine, Texas 4 times last year, 12 hours each way. This year,
they changed it.
We expanded our league. It goes now Trinidad, Raton, Taos, Las Vegas, Santa Fe,
Right.
Alamogordo, Roswell, Alpine, Texas. So now we have a business model that will work.
Sure.
Right.
And we can sustain this. And we're doing economic development in Colfax County, New Mexico,
Sure.
which has a higher unemployment rate than we do. And a lot of there's been a huge attrition out of this area with the oil and gas industry leaving. So not only have we done economic development in Trinidad and Los Animas County, but we've also gone into New Mexico and Las Vegas, Mora County, all of those areas. They need this too.
Right, and if you listen to the talk radio around here, it's all about the economic corridor that's going across the mountain, and we have to pull it together as communities, or we're going to be wasted away.
So
and
I'm very
and
proud
baseball
of that
is
fact.
good, and you are bringing a lot of money, and you should be proud.
I'm very proud.
You should be proud.
I know we're all proud of her. She goes.
I'm proud of the whole scope.
And another thing about you got to remember too, going back to the game, going to the family, what the community's raising, what funds are being circulated, all the things that are going on. Even your daughter is such a big a part of this that she's even the bat girl. I mean, she spends her time down there as a bat girl, and you get down there's ball shaggers. Kids, you come down, sign up as a ball shagger.
We'll find something for you.
We'll find something for you.
We want you there.
We want you to be.
We want you there.
We really want you guys to be involved, and it takes a whole community. We can't do this by ourselves. We really need your guys' support, and you'll love it. You really will love it.
Well, and you, Bobby and Bill, you all know, you call me, you talk to me, and you don't have a means to get into a game, or you've got a family or something, and we need to make arrangements for you to come to see some baseball.
We'll do it.
By golly, we'll do it.
We will.
That's exactly right. And that's
what I think makes us such different from, if all the teams had Kim, oh my gosh, they'd all be just booming. We have someone that really,
Bob.
well, she really does go out of her way. I mean, I get phone calls or talks to you at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. You're still doing this, and she goes out of her way to make sure that our jobs are easier. Everybody's jobs are easier, but she really does a good job making sure that the players are happy and everybody, the fans that come, she does a great job. So get on out there and check out.
And it's a great facility. Central Park is a great facility.
Beautiful.
I mean, the infrastructure of that baseball field is great, and it can hold a lot of people. And we've got great food vendors. We've got adult beverages.
Well,
we've got nice people at the gates. We got good security guards. We got friendly people that are volunteering, or as Robert says, voluntold, how to do, and do all that. So the community is really great. So call 719-846-2282.
Yes, sir.
And Kim, anything else you want to do? Just
Yes,
the last thing. What else you
let
want
me
to get
leave
out?
you with this.
Okay.
First of all, thank you both for all of this. This Trigger TV show is just incredible.
Thank you.
Second of all, we've got 24 more games, 24 more home games, folks. We want you at all those. We're really planning on a big Father's Day event.
Oh, wait, why don't you mention about what they're doing? Aren't they going to be doing off your shirts, off their backs? They're going to be auctioning off some shirts or something?
Yes, we have some sponsors that came on board: Red Wing Electric, Sangre de Cristo Hospice, the Trinidad Cancer Alliance, and the Hometown Pharmacy helped us fund jerseys like these, the nice dry fit jerseys for the boys with our logo, but it says Father's Day. We plan to auction those off, so it's going to be called Shirt Off Your Back Day.
Right on.
And so we'll auction those to the crowd. We'll also have all of our staff and our host families will get their Father's Day shirts, and then we'll have some extras to sell too. So
remember, folks, get out there, and your favorite player, you can buy the jersey right off his back or the shirt off his back. I think that's an awesome thing that we got going on. So make sure you're down for Father's Day. I also believe
that's a day game too.
Yeah, you remember we changed that. It's at 2 o'clock. But another thing, I think there's going to be a fishing tournament at 10 or something.
That is 4th of July, Bob.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's 4th of July. You're correct on that. Now, what else is going on for the 4th of July?
Okay, let's switch gears here. 4th of July, the actual 4th of July, we're going to have a day game. Mm-hmm. We'll have our game at 2 o'clock. I'll plan a bunch of activities prior to that. Bob Holder, Officer Holder, will come down and help the kids fish on the pond.
Which is awesome. It's right there.
He brings the poles and the bait and everything that they need. And also shows them good, safe fishing practices. So it's wonderful. Right. And then we want to have our traditional home run derby that we had last year. and then the boys will kick off their game at 2:05. We'll play a 2:05 game, and then everybody can have their evening to do fireworks or go to Raton and see the fireworks or whatever it looks like. Wow. So it ought to be a great 4th of July.
Last year, we had a turnout last year. I think it was over 1,200 people. I don't remember the exact number. It was over 1,200. We'd like to beat that this year, you guys, so please come on down and enjoy it.
That'd be wonderful.
Nothing going on that day in Trinidad as far as for the
for the next month, it's buy one ticket and get one free. So $3 a game for good baseball is not good. Kim, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
All right, and we'll be on break for we're going to break for a commercial, so we'll be back in 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
In 1988, our dear friend Paul Newman had a vision. A place where kids with serious illnesses could just be kids.
So he founded a camp. And the joy of playing, laughing, and simply belonging had a profound effect.
Freeing the children to reach beyond their illnesses and discover new strength.
From that one camp, the Serious Fun Children's Network has grown, serving 30,000 kids globally every year.
At no cost to their families.
Please help us continue Paul's vision. Visit SeriousFunNetwork.org.
Welcome back to Trinidad, Colorado. We're live on Main Street with Trigger TV, Bobby. And, we had some great games. We've been on the road for the last 7 days. And it's a long road trip in a bus, in cheap motels, and doing nothing but playing one game late in the day.
So they really have to figure out what they're going to do with themselves all day long.
So we played, the first team we played was Taos.
It was Taos, New Mexico.
And we went 3-1. We were doing that, but we had a little, we had a player that got a little upset.
Yeah, Andrew has a party. You're at the games, you see what's going on. He's a really emotional, fired up player. He gets mad at himself a lot. And I think what happened was, all build up, maybe being on the road, if it was a loss, he took it a little far. Mm-hmm. And after the game, it was over, he was ejected, and I believe he got a 1-game suspension on that.
Yes, he did get a 1-game suspension, and he did lose his temper, and he's a catcher.
He's a catcher.
And, I don't know. I was a catcher, and I never found it very profitable to argue with an umpire after the game. Well, umpires are like elephants. They never forget.
Well, and you got to remember one thing. I think what it is there was a bunch of complications during that whole road trip, from far as weather, cancellations. And I just think, right now they're into the heat of things. It's no more, they're on the team. It's not spring training. They're all worried about getting, a chance to move up. They're trying to play hard. And I think Andrew just really gets down on himself if he's not doing a good job.
And they had a lot of errors in one of those games.
9.
They lost 9 errors in a game, which is unreal. That's Little Leagueish. And but it's crazy. But as Chris King Tuttle told us the last time he was here, that their goal is that they can split on the road and win at home. They'll be good. And they are 4 games back in overall against the Roswell.
Rodwell's is 4 games overall above us.
Overall, the Roswell.
In our division, we are first.
In our division, which is the West Division, which is the Trinidad Triggers, the Las Vegas Train Robbers, Santa Fe Fuego, and the Raton Osos, who we play tonight at 6:05.
6 tonight.
Which is $3 a ticket, so community come out. But we are 9 games up on Raton right now.
And actually, in our division, we're 2 games up on ours.
2 games up overall. And as you were saying in the playoff, they're going to take the top 2 teams
from each division.
Yes. Right now, that's us, the Trinidad Triggers, and Las Vegas Train Robbers, who are 2 games back. And we play them next weekend, which is still buy one ticket, get one free. So
another thing I think we should bring up that's really awesome right now. What we have going on, we have the 2 top pitchers in the whole league. Out of both divisions, we have the 2 top. Right. We have Tony Smith leading the league with his ERA, and Chris Tuttle right behind him. And I think what are their ERAs?
Let's see. Anthony Smith is 1.29, and Chris is about 1.5, which means they only give up 1 run or 1.5 runs every 9 innings. So that is outstanding pitching at this level of baseball.
Also, I think there were some scouts out there looking at Tony Smith.
There were some scouts out there, and I know that the Roswell team, which was the last half of our road trip,
they called somebody up.
They called somebody up for Roswell, but let's talk about the Roswell thing. Bad weather in alien country. I think it was a spaceship that came out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. I watched it on Facebook when I heard the game was canceled.
Right.
And it shows Jacob Fabry doing his own home video of it and put it on Facebook. You can't even hear a word they're saying. They all have scarves over their mouth. I mean, it was literally
a dust storm.
Not just, I think the winds were blowing, they said 70, 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
That's just amazing.
So we had to play a doubleheader. We started one game that got rained out, and that game was continued the next day, which we won.
No, it was blowing out. That was the wind that canceled that game.
The wind that canceled that game. But we won the pickup after that in the first half of the doubleheader, lost the second half.
So we split it.
And then the next game, we went 1-2 with Roswell. But then the last game, what happened, Bobby? I mean, we heard about this.
Here's what happened, and this is what we know. We're not obviously there, but we hear a lot what's going on. And what happened was, I think we were up 12-4 in the third inning.
Right.
Now, J.D. Jotty, they're obviously watching the weather. They're looking on radar. They're saying,
Right.
and he was saying the game was gonna blow over and the rain was gonna be gone in 30 minutes. Now you got to remember, we were winning 12-4 in the third inning. Now you got to make it 5 innings to be called a complete game, even if it's canceled by weather. So they said they didn't have tarps to put on the field. There was a lot of drama of why the game was canceled. And the bottom line, folks, is, in my mind, is they wanted the game canceled because they were losing 12-4.
But they got a 4-game lead.
And I believe JD got a little upset. He got a little upset with it, and as a manager, when you have a 12-4 lead, I'd be upset too.
Right.
So
just get a couple of innings. I mean, I have seen people play in the rain before. Yes, the little leather on the baseball gets a little slick, but what the heck?
Well, and the thing is, they have tarps. I know we have tarps. If it rains, and now if it downpours for an hour, obviously you're going to cancel the game.
Right.
But if you get a quick shower that comes in or something like that, you tarp the field real quick, you get it covered, you pull the tarps off, and you go play. But you got to look at it as the other coach's aspect. Now, if you were losing 12-4, what would he have done?
Well, actually, it's once the game starts, it's in the hands of the umpire. So whether the game is called or not.
But it's up to the coach if they have tarps to cover the field.
Right, and which is kind of cheesy that Roswell doesn't have an alien cart somewhere.
They should have a spaceship.
I think they have a green cart.
Well, I'll tell you what, a spaceship should have just flown in and set
exactly and dried it off. But we split overall. We went 4-3 on the road for 7 days. Is not bad.
Yeah.
But we still continue to have errors.
Well, the game there was 9 errors in that game. And you got to remember, in 9 innings, if you just broke it down, error an inning is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think most of their errors came in 2 innings. So, we don't want it looking like Little League out there. These players are where they're at because they worked hard to get there. So we just need to fine tune.
Right.
And get them errors out of the picture.
Exactly. And what's so good is I was looking at the statistics on the Pecos League website of how good our pitching staff is. And if anybody likes baseball, pitching staff is everything. It doesn't start until you get the ball over the plate. We have 2 of the lowest ERAs, again, as our starting pitchers, but our mid-level pitchers and our closers. Are pitchers with runners in scoring position have less than a 2 ERA. It is phenomenal.
Great. It's great.
So we may have errors, but our pitchers are pitching out of those errors. And but this is a good level of baseball. And we got a game tonight against the Raton Osos.
Yes.
And they're 9 games back, which is scary to me as a coach to play a team that is so far out of it
and not to win.
That we have
overconfidence,
and we have Chris Tuttle going tonight.
Chris
Tuttle's going tonight, I believe.
Yes, and folks, get out there to see Chris.
Great pitcher.
And you know what? Here's the thing, folks. You got to remember, in where we stand in professional baseball, it's the bottom rung. So these players, their goal is to do really well and move up. So I'll tell you what. If you got the 2 hottest pitchers in the league right now, I don't know how long they'll be with us. So get down there and see these guys pitch. They're awesome, phenomenal pitchers. Tony Smith with his accuracy with a fastball is just phenomenal. He knows when to throw an off speed. He knows to break it up
and
with a
he's
curve.
up above 90 miles an hour, which is great.
Yeah.
And this level is, hey, you can go to any level. 90 miles an hour is 90 miles an hour. It's a tough pitch.
Go to a batting cage, go on the fast pitch at 90 miles an hour, and you'll probably walk right out of there.
And right now you got Chris Tuttle coming in tonight. He is up and down, in and out. He is
well,
a
now
student
his
of the
ERA
game.
did change over
He
one
went,
game.
he went from a .47 to a 1.57, which
in a game.
In a game, but
Which is
you know
really
that
wild.
happens. The wind was blowing crazy weather that day. But Chris Tuttle's a student of the game. Hey, Bobby, we got a phone call. Let's take it. Hey, you're live on Trigger TV. What's your name?
Paula.
Paula, how are you doing, Paula?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I am good.
Doing great.
How's Denver, Paula?
It's good. I'm missing the show, and I just want to say that I know you guys are doing a good job, and I just wanted to ask a question about the triggers.
Okay, for all you don't know, this is Paula Murphy that's calling in.
Gracious enough to let
Paula,
us have
what's
our
your
studio here.
what's your question, Paula?
I just wanted to know, the triggers have been gone all week, and how have they done so far? What's the standing right now?
Well,
We took four out of 7, so we were one up. We were one over, splitting it. But I think we did real good. We had a lot of problems with weather. We had a lot of problems with errors, and actually we had a player suspended for a game, which now he'll be able to play tonight that he's back. But I think overall on the road, Paula, we did very well.
Good. And how's the weather there in Trinidad right now?
Beautiful.
90 degrees.
Beautiful.
Bacon.
2 degrees, huh? So we're going to have good weather for the game at 6:05.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And we're going to win tonight, too. We got Chris King Tuttle coming
Pitching.
pitching tonight. So we got a good chance with holding the opposition to a low run count, which is always nice.
Always.
Well, good. Keep up the good work, guys, and I'll see you next week when I'm back.
All
Thank you,
right,
Paula.
Paula, thank you very much. Oh, Paula, by the way, now that you're on, are you still there?
Yep.
We are changing the times, and this is for everybody in the community.
Very important.
We are changing the times of the Trigger TV show so that we're not so crunched on getting the time
To the
to the
game.
baseball game. So we're going to be live now on Saturdays
12
at
o'clock.
noon.
Yes.
High noon, live on Main Street will be Trigger TV.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Then we can all get to the game.
That's
Exactly right. Exactly right. Paula, enjoy Denver.
Thank you for calling.
Drive safe.
Thank you, Paula.
Bye-bye.
I want to bring a couple things real quick. I know that right now we're batting well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got 5 players batting over 300.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I know that one of our players. Why don't you tell us some of the stats on our highest batting averages?
Well, Sam DiMatteo is batting well
Phenomenal.
over 400, and Matt Hunt's approaching 300. Andrew Azzapardi's over 300. You got Jacob Fabry that's up there.
A little bit coming out of his slump.
You know,
Which
you
is
got,
a slump.
and here's what you got. And I want to create a pitching duo here. Benji White is batting 500.
I know.
500 with one
And
home
Tony
run.
Smith ain't batting too
And
bad.
Tony Smith's got a good batting average. He's batting over 280, which is really nice. We got another phone call. Thanks for calling in. 846-2282. Hey, you're live on Trigger TV. What's your name?
Hey, it's Marlon from Trinidad again. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on,
How are you
Marlon?
doing?
I'm great, thank you. You guys are doing a great job. So I have a couple questions,
Yes,
a couple
sir.
things to discuss. I want to know about the starting rotation. I know Grant Ledbetter's out, and Dylan Porter, he pitched a complete game. He's my boy. And all these errors, it's got everyone chirping at each other. Do you think J.D. Dryden's going to step up? They came back from a game last week. What do you think about that? Do you think the team's just, snipping at each other? They're sick of hanging out?
Well, I think what's going on is you got to remember, on these road trips, they're stuck in cheap hotels, eating fast food, all the things they got to do. I think it wears on them a little bit. And as far as Grant Ledbetter being pulled out of the rotation, I think he needs to work his arms some more. I think it was the right decision for J.D. Drawdy to take him out of the starting rotation. Now, the new guy was his name's Levi? Dylan.
Levi Hall. Lee Hall gave up a walk-off home run against, I think it was Taos.
Yeah.
On that. But he is coming in. Dylan Porter is pitching very well, Merlin. And
He is. He's stepping up to the plate. So I believe he took Grant
he
Ledbetter's
took Grant's place in the rotation. And Grant will come in, I guess, either mid-reliever or a reliever. But you got Benji Wade as the closer. And I want to tell you, Chris Tuttle and Anthony Smith and all you pitchers, Dylan Porter, Benji Wade's got a 500 batting average. So there you go.
And to make and why that is such a big deal. Not to try to cut off Marlon here, but the thing is that you got to remember last year they didn't bat at all.
Right.
So for a pitcher to get in there and swing the bat and connect and do well is very nice. a great thing for baseball.
Marlon, you got another question?
No, that's it. I think. I just wondering. I'll take a call off the air. How do you think JD Droddy's going to deal with all the infighting because of the errors?
Errors are errors, but I think if they can, I think JD's doing a good job. He's a little more mild mannered. Back in the day, he's my age, so he's not so hot headed, and I think that keeps the other 22 players, Bobby, kind of calm. They do bicker at each other, but you know what? You've been 7 days on the road living in a flea bag motel. Oh, and I think they stayed in a hostel, which hostels are great, but I want to tell you, you put some 22, 23, 29-year-old people in a hostel.
Well, Marlon, my personal opinion is I think JD needs to jump their ass. I think Jay needs to really jump their ass and let them know that, hey, errors are, I can see an error here and there. Everyone's going to have them. Mm-hmm. But when you have 9 in the game, I don't think that's
called overconfidence.
So I think JD will jump their ass. I think he'll push the point,
right.
The fact that, hey, if you're going to be making errors, there's other players on the team that are going to be.
And I've always said in coaching, and I talked to JD last week about baseball is a fundamental game. See the ball, catch the ball, get your feet straight, and throw the ball. Or see the ball, hit the ball, and hit it where they ain't. I mean, baseball's a simple game.
Well, and you got to look at it as a pitcher's aspect, too. Imagine a pitcher that's throwing a great game, and he's trying so hard to keep him there, and then he gets 9 errors.
Right.
That's going to get him upset, and I'm sure that a lot of times that little bickering comes into the game, too. I'm sure players get upset, and
right.
I hope no fingers are being pointed at nobody, but the bottom line is that errors do kill a baseball team. So we get rid of the errors, and like I said, I think JD needs to jump their ass.
And we got a great pitching staff. We got a great shortstop. Matt Hunt is playing phenomenal shortstop.
Now at second base.
And I'll tell you, you take the middle of the field away from a baseball team. You got Jason Vania that covers a lot of territory at second base, and you got Matt Hunt that covers the whole left side. That you take away the middle of a baseball field, and you got Sam DiMatteo playing center field that can run anything
Jacob
down.
Faber's actually playing center field.
Well, okay, and then but you take away the middle of the field away from a baseball team, you really cut down where they can hit the ball.
Well, and just at a shortstop, key clutch position, you're the cutoff man from the outfield. You cover second base. Mm-hmm. You do a lot as a shortstop, and he's been doing a great job for us.
In the last home game we had, and I'll tell you the perfect example, we had an overthrow of first base. The runner tried to take second base.
And
Andrew, as a party, was backing up first base, got the ball and threw him out of second base. That is teamwork. Everybody has a job.
And that gets back to the fundamental baseballs. If you can do that, you need to cut down the errors because they obviously know the game well enough to know how it's played. But the thing is, I think they're getting a little ahead of themselves. They just need to get back to the fundamentals. But I do believe that JD is he's going to have to do something.
Yeah.
9 errors in a game is just unacceptable for any team.
We're going to play Return tonight at 6:05, so everybody come out. We got another call. Hey, you're live on Trigger TV. What's your name? Devin.
Hey, Devin, how you doing?
I'm good.
What's your question today, Devin?
Well, I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to say that you guys are doing a great job on Trigger TV, and I really like how you guys are doing.
We sure appreciate that, Devin. Now, Devin, you going to get to the game tonight?
Yes.
Who's your favorite player, Devin?
Pennsylvania.
Who's your favorite announcer, Devin?
Bobby.
There you go. We got a little prejudice here. Hey, Devin, you gonna run some numbers? You gonna run up and down tonight and earn
You're gonna deliver the lineups to me tonight?
Yes.
Yes, man.
You do a great job at it, so I can't wait to see you there. Any other questions, Devin?
No.
Okay. Thanks a lot for calling, man. All righty. We'll see you tonight, Ms. D.
Bye.
All right, and we just want to tell everybody before we end the show. Next Saturday, we are going to move from our starting hours at 2. We're going to start the show at noon next Saturday. If you want Trigger apparel, like these wonderful
beautiful
things,
jerseys,
you can go to www.trinidadtriggers.com and buy merchandise, the hats, the jerseys, what have you. You can go to, if you want to keep up with the games while you're on the road, you can go to the pointstreet.com, and you can watch the game on the computer, which is
awesome.
a fabulous thing.
Helps us out a
That's
lot.
exactly right. Or you can follow us on Facebook. I know everybody has a Facebook page now. But we are going to go to live next Saturday at noon. High noon. Live on Main Street at the home of the Trinidad Triggers. Bobby, another successful show. We'll see you tonight, community, at 6:05.
Expect you to come on out.
$3 a ticket. You cannot beat that. Come out and support your Triggers, who are in first place in their division at 13-8.
Show up a little early if you guys get a chance and get some autographs. Get to know the players.
Exactly.
It's a lot more fun when you get to know the players. Pick your favorite player, get an autograph. You can buy balls there, or the Mitchell Museum also has them. So pick up a ball, get down there and get a sign.
That's right. So we'll see you next week, high noon in Trinidad. Thanks for calling in. All the callers that called in. Thanks for our sponsor, Phil Long. Lisa
Awesome,
Camarillo
people.
was a great
Kim
host
Schultz.
there. Kim Schultz, the director of baseball operations. It was an excellent show, Bobby. And we will see you guys next week at high noon next Saturday for
Or
Trigger TV.
Tonight at the game at 6:05.
There you go. You'll
Goodbye,
have a long day.